Welcome to Woman Excel Show. Today we have the Deputy Governor of the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, Dr. Chipika. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to have you today. Why? Because you are one of those women who are making a difference in the nation of Zimbabwe. Last year we profiled you in the book of Successful Zimbabwean Women, and you came to the event at Celebration Center where we had over 2,000 women and young girls who attended the event. I was really inspired, Dr. Chipika, with what you shared with us. I just want to read your profile. This is in the book of Successful Zimbabwean Women, Volume 2. Dr. J.T Chipika, Deputy Governor of the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, is a renowned economist holding a DPhil Economics 1994, MSc Economics 1985, and BSc Economics 1983. At the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, you are responsible for bank supervision, financial inclusion, and exchange control. And from your profile, you have produced 27 books on national policy and institutional documents. When I read your story, when I read the responses to the questions, I say to myself, how I wish my daughter, Charmaine, how I wish the next generation would be able to get a copy of this book and to read your story that is so inspiring. So I want to hear from you, Dr. Chipika, as the Deputy Governor of the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. What are you doing for the women of Zimbabwe? One thing that I know, having been in the banking sector all my life, women require capital to start businesses. So I want to hear from you, what are you doing to help the women of Zimbabwe as the Reserve Bank?
Thank you very much, Edna. In my view, actually, having worked in the development field for more than 3 decades now, in my view, I think as women of Zimbabwe, we have the greatest opportunity ever, the greatest opportunity since the independence of the economic empowerment of women. The kind of program that we are running in Zimbabwe under the supervision of and coordination of the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, myself in particular, but there are many others. We are a whole team coordinating the National Financial Inclusion Strategy. We have never had anything like that since 1980. Why do I say so that it is the greatest opportunity? As you rightly said, yourself coming from the banking sector, you very well know that women were not part of formal finance since time immemorial.
That's true. Yeah.
Yes, women, we are entrepreneurs, but we were not linked to the formal finance to promote our economic activities. It was all informal. Relatives, brothers, sisters, parents, friends, you name it. Small groups unrecognized where a lot of things happened in formal finance. And hence, all our economic effort to better ourselves was really going around in circles. So what we have done now, and it's not only women, there are several other groups, as you will see. But to me, I think the National Financial Inclusion Strategy, I see it as largely a women's program. Why? Because the marginalized, economically marginalized groups that we are targeting, to include them in the formal finance of the country, so that the economy grows from a broader base and we have an inclusive economy. Not an economy where it's a few big businesses who are benefiting and the rest of the people are just in poverty. I am glad that I have seen it in my lifetime. The 27 books you read in my biography, they were really around that plea that we are not talking development. We are not doing development. The majority of our people, women in particular, are languishing in poverty. But I am glad that I was given the opportunity to come and head this program at the Reserve Bank. So the program, as I said, it's covering the economically marginalized groups to give them access to whatever level of finance they need in their economic projects so that we can build one inclusive economy. So the groups that are targeted under the National Financial Inclusion Strategy are women as a group, a marginalized group, the youth. We know the story of the youth. So, but we know amongst the youth probably half or more of them are young girls who are again women. That's why I'm saying it's really a women's empowerment program. Then we are also targeting micro, small and medium enterprises. And all the surveys of this nation tell us that within the micro, small and medium enterprises, the majority of them are owned by women. So even if one goes as a micro, small and medium enterprise, you are accessing funds again as a woman. We also said we are targeting rural populations. More than 70% of our population are in rural areas. And we know the majority of them are women. So if we put formal finance there, both in agriculture and non-agricultural activities, we are capturing women and empowering women. The other group we are targeting is people with disabilities. There are many of them who can actually fend for themselves. And we are saying, or else if they are disabled such that they cannot work for themselves, somebody is doing something to look after them. So those funds can also be given to their caregivers. And again, even if you go to that group, we have many women living with a disability. So to me, when we look at all these marginalized groups, we are going to capture women, and we are capturing women. The program is exciting.
Wow. I'm happy to hear that, coming from you, because I remember there's a meeting that I attended at the Reserve Bank last year, and they were just looking at the statistics. In Zimbabwe, we have 51% women. But out of the 51%, then they were saying only 14% of women have had access to financial services. So to hear you say that, for me, it's something that is very exciting. And to all the women out there, you've had it. You can actually go to a bank and you can have access. Even if you've got a small business, you can actually have access, to capital, for your business.